Welcome back, Dr. Dan Cooper here, and I have a fun topic to talk about today. We're going to talk about SNPs. And what does SNP mean, you might say? SNP stands for single nucleotide polymorphism. And that mouthful just means a minor alteration in your gene sequence that is individual to you. Typically, so we have thousands that we know exist, and a few hundred we know of that have physiological effects. And of course, the ones that we care about are the ones that have physiological effects, or else we wouldn't be talking about them. So we're able to test now for a person's SNP. So I can take a genetic swab from you, so we just take a mucus swab from you, send it off to lab, it gets tested, all the genome is sequenced, and the SNPs are identified, and then presented in a report. So once we know what SNPs are present, we can then address them. One of the really cool things about SNPs, so having SNPs is, some are more beneficial, some are deleterious to health. They can affect metabolic systems, they can affect cognitive function, they can affect all kinds of things. They can affect our propensity for disease states as well. So the empowering piece of knowing what your SNPs are is that so many of the SNPs that exist that have physiological functions have lifestyle or nutritional interventions that can negate those negative effects of the SNP. How great is that? So if you know your SNPs and you know what functions they affect, how they affect them, so you know which way you want to correct the SNP, all you need to then know is what to do about it, and then do the stuff. Now, there is that piece. Once you have information, you have to then act on that information. So there is know the stuff, but then you've got to do the things that can negate the negative effects of the SNP. And then it becomes part of your lifestyle. It becomes part of your health lifestyle that improves your life and negates these potentially scary things that could happen. Now, on the popular side, let's say. So MTHFR is a SNP that is involved with methylation. So if you have a SNP that has a negative consequence on your ability to methylate, all the metabolic functions that require methylation, like DNA repair, there's all kinds of functions that require methylation. Well, luckily, the only thing you have to do when you have an MTHFR SNP is to ingest, in higher quantities than someone who doesn't have that SNP, methylated B vitamins, such as folate. So you just do that. So you either choose foods that have methylated folate in them, or you just take a supplement and do it that way. But in either case, you can negate the negative effects of that SNP by taking the nutrient that is involved with that correction. So some of them are lifestyle oriented, some might be addressing different types of exercise. So based on your genetic individuality, you might be more predisposed to a much more intense recovery required between exercise bouts. Or you might have a propensity for success in endurance exercise versus more high-intense exercise. So there's other types of lifestyle functions that are involved as well. And if you know that, and you want to optimize your either athletic performance or body composition, anything like that, if you know your specific individualities, you then work with those individualities instead of working against them, and essentially beating your head against a wall. These are some of the really cool possibilities that come from knowing what SNPs you have and then working with someone to determine what to do to offset the consequences of the SNP. So I wanted to present that to you as something that exists and give you just the cool potential that we have and the exciting potential we have to control our own lives. We have that in so many aspects of our lives, but here's one we have an ability to control our genetic outcomes. That's kind of exciting. I think that's exciting. So if you would like help with this, please give me a call. Call the office, call me, whatever it is. But get in touch and we can do the testing. It doesn't even have to be in person. I can send this to your home. The results come back to me. We can do this telehealth. We can do it in person, however you like. But let's optimize your life. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.